My name is Rhapsody, and throw those curtains wide. One run like this a year would do me right. We're going to be playing the Ironclad. Looking for that Infinite in particular right now. Now, once the Defect finishes their Ascension 20 client, assuming the Infinite is still something I'm looking for, then I'll be looking for the Infinite and Neon with Defect runs as well. But until the Defect finishes their Ascensions, I'm afraid we'll be playing with the Ironclad the entire time. Upgrade a card, I mean, upgrade Bash. It's fine, just to help us carry on for a while. Ooh, there's a path with 2 shops here on the first floor, as well as 3 elites. That's pretty good. I mean, I can kill the frontliner. That's good enough. Alright. Goodbye, Laos. Hello, Steroid Potion, as well as Entrench. Yep. Alright, we'll try and make the Entrench deck. Give me relic, give me relic. Ooh, instance burner. Every 6 turns, gain 1 intangible. That's a good one. Ugh. If only the frontliner had 1 less HP, or the backliner wasn't attacking. If only, if only, if only. Can't take any of those, obviously. Remove a card from the deck. Woo! Okay, yeah, give me a bunch of removal options. It's difficult to remove a strike right now, and in the next space, I'll have to remove something else. Flash of Steel, drop kick in the same shop, really. Well, I take both of them, and then literally, like, I take both of them, and then I just cut 7 other cards from the deck at this point. If I get Flash of Steel and 2 attacks in the same hand, then I'll use the Steroid Potion. Okay, Flash of Steel and 3 attacks in the same hand. So, Flash, it's still a triple hit to kill the backliner here. But I don't prevent their incoming damage if I kill them this turn, so I can take 1 damage and then just leave them for the drop kick next turn, which I think is actually probably the better way to handle this. Sweet. So yeah, we picked up an Entrench and we're going to be cutting that Entrench, so that hurts, but it's fine. Way better that I now just take Dropkick Flash of Steel, because if the enemy's vulnerable, Dropkick Flash of Steel is an infinite by itself. Both of them are 0 cost in terms of energy, because the energy is refunded. And both of them are 0 cost in terms of cards, because they both give us a card. Energy is refunded on... 1 sec. Okay. Energy is refunded on the Dropkick, is what I mean when I say energy is refunded. I would usually start with the Bash here, but obviously it doesn't matter. The enemy has artifacts, so... Clearly they have no taste in CCGs, but also they aren't going to take any damage to vulnerability because they don't get the vulnerability. It mattered there, but the enemy was already dead, so it didn't matter, did it? Nope. Dropkick and Flash of Steel are the obvious things that I want upgraded. I mean, I only have to go to this shop. I don't have to go to the extra elite afterwards, because I am actually worried about our potency overall against elites in general. Let's upgrade the Flash of Steel and Dropkick. I mean, we are going to want to play them most commonly out of all of our cards. Yeah, I probably want to sleep for 2 turns, so then I wake up the enemy... Right? Yeah, I want to wake up the enemy next turn, and then I'll be intangible the first turn they attack me. Ooh, that's a good draw! What a draw! What a draw! I'm going to go all attacking here, and then draw 3 extra cards next turn with the Centennial Puzzle. Getting me into my dropkick. Starting to think about just triple defending. No, it's not good enough. I do need to stack the vulnerability on the enemy again if I want to kill them. Soon, at least. There we go. Back in preparation. The start of combat. Draw 2 additional cards. Okay, so the infinite is now active from turn 1. Oh, no, it's not. Right, because of the bash. So the infinite is now active from turn 1 with 7 cards in the deck as soon as I can find a way to cycle the bash as well. Magic Flower. Healing is 15% more effective during combat. That's going to get me 3 more HP at the end of every combat. I can't remove a card in this store. Damn it. We still need 7 card removal opportunities at this point before we can win. So every store that I can't afford a card removal at is a dagger in my heart. At least I know next hand is going to have bash and dropkick. Enemy has Metallicize. Oh, that's actually really annoying. Whee! By Gremlin Knob. Or bank. I mean, that's going to help me afford the ability to remove cards from my deck. That will too. Remove! Yes! Okay, finally. Let's get the Entrench out of here. It's complete garbage. We're never going to upgrade it. We're never going to focus on it. And we're never going to add defensive cards to this deck. Why would we? I make sure to use the draw there first, just in case I happen to draw the bash, and then it obviously changes the way that I want to play that turn. Nope. Thunderclap would be a really, really good starter for this build, but I can't add Thunderclap into the deck at this point, obviously. I'm going to actually use the Swift Potion here, just because... Wow. Bash, and then drop kick. Flash of Steel, and now I end up with a bash in my hand, so the infinite already ends. You can hardly call it an infinite when it doesn't, you know... What am I looking for here? Infinite. Can you? So we're splitting the enemy next turn, hopefully with just a bunch of damage. Some damage. There was some damage there. It was definitely damage. Damage was involved in what just happened, I'll say that much. One down. Really hoping they were going to be attacking that turn, because I had the Incense Burner. They're ready to go. Just raring to go, frankly. Nope. I can't put the wounds in the deck, obviously. Having an extra energy is actually pretty good. Is it good? It can be. It's not necessarily, though. Enemies damaging us in order to draw us up, that will eventually just fill my hand. And then if my hand has both Flash of Steel and Dropkick, the enemy is vulnerable and I have no cards in my discard pile, that's an infinite. We win. We win that fight at the very least. So I'm concerned that maybe that's something I should be looking for. That extra source of draw. Yeah, I think this was, I think ultimately that will actually fare better for me. So obviously I'm looking, oh God, the bosses. Boss is the Automaton. So on the first turn, the Automaton has 3 artifacts. On the second turn, they summon their chumps, and their chumps can start stealing cards from my deck. If Flash of Steel gets stolen, or if Dropkicks get stolen, literally the 2 highest value cards in my entire deck, so they will try and take those first. If either of those get stolen, I lose the fight. And because the enemy has 3 artifacts, I can't just bash them a bunch of times to get them vulnerable, so I'm going to want to stack potions on this floor that do status effects. Okay, there's a late merchant there, and there's an early merchant in the setup, as well as a couple upgrades. Yeah, I can get a couple question marks, those 2 merchants for 2 card removals. That looks pretty good. Pretty unfortunate that we're starting to run into a bunch of enemies with the artifact on them, but happens. take no damage that turn while that's an option. And then this turn, start pivoting towards damage. I take 20 myself, but I also draw basically every single card in my deck. Now the enemy can be made vulnerable. That'll do. Wait, no, I don't turn down the potions. I was thinking, oh yeah, I want the removal from shops, but I actually have a lot more money than I was thinking. I don't turn down the potions, I take them. Poison potion's pretty good. Power potion, dex potion. Whoa, extra shot that I wasn't. Peace Bite. Peace Bite. You can now remove cards from your deck at rest sites. It's pretty good. Well, how does that, well, I then remove here, and I'll probably have enough money to remove there as well, so that's 3 removals this one. Yeah, I have to take it. There's no way this build is not Peace Pipe centric. Peace Pipe is a gift from the heavens to this build. And I will thank you to address it as such. I can prevent 10 damage here. Alright, I'm gonna fish for the power potion to give inflame. Sweet. It was either that or use the poison potion. The poison potion is a guaranteed status effect against the automaton. I have to go to this shop where I can't buy anything just so that I can go to 2 rests. Hello, shop where I can't buy anything. How are you today? It strikes. Every card that I want to remove now is a strike. Strikes all the way down, baby. Ooh, this fight could drain a lot of HP from me. We will keep our eye on the Dex Potion to see whether or not it is a useful idea for us. I could have let the enemy damage me for 1 damage that turn just so that I could draw extra cards, and that's quickly looking like the better idea. Oh well. A 0-cost bash is pretty good. 2-cost dropkick, not so much though. Okay, token another card out of the deck. So I get 2 card removals at the very late, shop removal, and then a removal immediately afterwards. So I'm down to 7 in my opening hand. It's pretty good. Pantograph started combat with 25 more HP, sure. Started monster combat, that is. Shouldn't have needed to make that clear, but I stated it so badly that it could be misinterpreted. I'm a little concerned that I might want to use an attack potion here to try and just dunk the enemy out of existence. I feel like that's actually the case right now. And now my infinites together. So as long as I just hit 7 and then keep clicking the snake plant. Dead. Good. Nope. Can't take any of those. I've not got many status effects for the final boss this floor. That will become a problem. That's not a, this might become a problem at some point in the future. That is going to be a huge problem for us, inevitably. So we draw 5 as part of our natural hand, 1 from the Runic Cube and 1 from Centennial Puzzle. So if the frontliner was already vulnerable... Yeah, I should have just focused on them last time. If the frontliner was already vulnerable, then I would have had the infinite already. Wait, I do. How do I draw 2 cards? Why do I have the infinite? What? Bash, dropkick. Dropkick draws bash. Then Flash of Steel draws dropkick. Never mind, we can go off a lot earlier than I thought. Ooh, hell yes. What a great discovery to have made. Yup, we take these hits here. We'll bash you, then drop kick, flash of steel, and now we've got our infinite for the rest of you. Oh, hell yes. Sign me TF up. Oh, beautiful. Remove all strikes. No. That's 2, but I get 5 bites. Bag of Marbles is the best relic. It would have removed a stack from the enemy at the start of the fight, which would have been great for us. But it also would have applied vulnerability to other bosses as I first combat them. Alright, let's drop the Ancient Potion here in order to take the Fear Potion. Then we remove probably a Defend now. Right? That's another strike. Now it's a Defend. I am worried about this boss fight. So, that vulnerability, this vulnerability, draw that back, can't use it, but drop kick. So next turn I have 2 sources of vulnerability, and then I need to start triggering my infinite. Oh, hell yes. Okay, only the orb in the back line is trying to steal here. That's good for us. Do I actually just focus on killing the orbs? So the frontliner is going to attack first before the backliner, which means that I will draw my 4 cards from that. I don't have cards in my hand at the end of the turn though. So yeah, the orb at that point will definitely take something important from my deck away from me. Maybe I just eat up a bunch of damage while I wait to infinite the Bronze Automaton later and I focus on the orb first. Which would be using Bash right now. Sorry, using Fear Potion right now. I don't like that I'm doing this, but I think it's necessary. My drop kick back at least. And my Flash of Steel, so Bash is what the orb took. Give it back. What? What? You actually have to be kidding me. It bugged out trying to take my Bash, and now I don't have a Bash in this deck. That means I'm literally dead right now. I'm saving and quitting. The game is... What is that? What is that? Let's do exactly the same thing we did before. It's not exactly the same thing we did before. We have different draw. Why do we have a different draw? That beats me. Now it's the same. Well, no, because now you take drop kick. If you don't give drop kick back, I lose. What? What is happening here? What is actually happening here? It's trying to take a card, but I'm drawing on the turn that it's trying to take the card, so it's, I think, incapable of taking a card from me. So if it's incapable of taking a card from me, how do I mitigate that? Well, I need to kill it before it tries to take a card. How do I kill it before it even tries to take a card? I'm really annoyed that this is marred by this bug, because what can I can't really do anything about it. Okay, so the order is different, right? So if I play Flash of Steel first, then Bash, then drop kick, that's the order correct, right? That's the order correct. think you need to be vulnerable, then I bash you, then I drop kick you, then I flash of steel you, then I strike. It's not even going to be enough with the poison. So I think what's happening here is the orb is trying to take a card from my discard. It's trying to take drop kick, but it can't take drop kick from my discard. Like, it decides its action before anything else happens. Then these two attack me, drawing a bunch of cards to me. The orb is like, wait, but drop kick's in the discard pile. It's not in the discard pile. I thought it was in the discard pile, and gets really mad at me. Fine. Look, it took a card that is not part of the synergy, so fine. We'll just finish the fight like this. This is bugged behavior. I'm not obviously relishing the fact that I'm taking advantage of bug in this situation, but it's either that or the bug takes advantage of me, and I just definitely lose a run that I definitely shouldn't. So I'm sorry to say, but those are the two available options at this point in time. Okay, bash. Drop kick you. Steal you. Get the drop kick back. Alright. So now I have my full hand. Bash, drop kick, flash of steel. And we just cycle from here. That is such a weird bug. I'm almost certain it's because it decides on the start of the enemy's turn, despite the fact that the enemies haven't attacked me yet, what card it'll take. And that's been influenced by the Runic Cube as well as the Centennial Puzzle. And it usually, like, it wouldn't super commonly happen to other users because you have to have a relatively thin deck for it to grab a card that you weren't expecting. Empty Cage is just remove 2 cards from the deck. It instantly activates that whole thing. Yeah, I mean, the other ones are complete garbage for me, so sure. Haha, Time Eater. So we got Automaton on the second floor and Time Eater on the final floor. Literally the worst 2 things we could get for this infinite. Just saying, I'm just gonna put that out there. And it tried to bug me out on the Time Eater. Just gonna put that out. Like, I'm like a little bit cursed at the very least, right? Can we agree that I'm somehow cursed? Oh. My fury feels righteous rather than just quibble. I mean, this is one thing, like AoE we don't have under control. So if we can replace that bash with a thunderclap or something, that'd be grand. Also another thing that I'd be super interested. Oh wow, am I actually gonna be able to win this fight? Yeah, I should, right? I just get them down to low HP and don't kill them. So I have to purposefully take a little damage in this combat. Come on. I need some of them to just defend. There we go. Alright, and we set. Got our kills this turn. We got lucky to actually get that kill there because I messed up the ordering of things. Add a card to the deck. Flex. Sure. Lose the defend, thankfully there. Alright, well now we have 4 cards in the deck, so we can include another source of vulnerability. I have to lose the max HP here. I could heal 20 and then go to a rest site and remove a card from my deck, but I could also just rest that rest site, so yeah. How much am I saving? Embrace Madness. Take 2 Madnesses into the deck. Then we'll have the bash cost 0. Just remove the other defend. Play both Madnesses in the first turn, then Bash, Flash of Steel, drop kick, Flash of Steel, drop kick, Flash of Steel, drop kick, Flash of Steel. Maybe we could do that. It would leave us with absolutely no defense in the deck, though. And I think playing one defend per turn, if I have the speed potion, a dex potion, and stuff like that, might be enough to save me against the final combat. Yeah, I think I need to look for a different supplementary card to this deck. Also, having one more energy actually, especially two more energy at this point, actually would be good, but don't have it, so whatever. Enemy down. Spot weakness. Maybe it's spot weakness. Literally is my final card in this deck. Just so that I can win against the Time Eater by gaining strength. So I have to play fewer cards to get the kill. I think that's it. I think that's our ticket out. Oh, well, no, obviously. Like, if I can infinite, I infinite. Even know what I was thinking there. Abacus is obviously the best relic that I can pick up at this point. Shortly followed by Sundial, Kunai, Shuriken. Well, not Kunai, actually. Shuriken's way better. That's actually about it. To infinity and beyond. We are giving the enemy 20 block every single time we deal damage to them, by the way. Hell yeah. Oh, this will take a couple thousand years, so if you want to check back shortly after Doomsday, still be here. Writhing Mass, you are no longer for this world. There we go. I just card remove the defend. If I card remove the defend right now, what am I saying? I'm saying that I want to pick up a different card later. I think I am saying that. I think the defend does nothing for us right now. It's another spot weakness. There's also a purity, so I could burn spot weakness out of the deck. That's not necessary. I think maybe block potion is the most necessary thing here. Just to save us in that final combat. Yeah, I think I take the block potion, just move. Sure, I'll recall. I'm not gonna go to the heart, obviously. Alright, Calcum, if you end your turn without block, gain 6 block. Awesome, we almost always turned our turn without block. Does any elite kill me? No. That's obviously not gonna do it. Excuse me? What's... You are kidding me with this whole mouse thing! It runs out of battery. What? And ultimately decided to bring all of the batteries back into this room because this thing does not seem to want to keep a charge for more than a couple milliseconds. All right, where? God damn it! Now I have to fight with the child-safe packaging. Hell yeah. I got through it. All I had to do was lose a couple fingers in the process. Replug that Energizer in and that Energizer, and we are good to go. Beautiful. Woo! Wild Adventure. Wild Adventure, rather. But now I actually have them in my room, so I can mumble madly about it to myself while still near the microphone rather than further away from it. Nemesis. And goodbye, Nemesis. Beautiful. Running the Decahedron each race speed is full, gain energy at the start of each turn. That's actually kind of good for us. This kind of combat is a lot of the reason why actually, I do want to make one vulnerable, right? Yeah, because then I make the other vulnerable next turn and then I kill them. Yeah, this kind of combat is why I want something like Thunderclap or Bag of Marbles so that I have AoE vulnerability. Really good. And now we've got our infinite together. Goodbye, Jawworm. And also goodbye, other Jawworm. Strength potion's pretty good. I have no reason to keep a speed potion at this point. Or a dex potion. There's Thunderclap. But Thunderclap only literally matters for this final combat, right? So I think we're fine. Fire breathing would be funny. Ugh, this is actually a combat where previous card really would have mattered. So we take 10 damage this combat, and then we heal up only 9 by the Burning Blood. But we heal back up to full by Pantograph anyway, so it's fine. Unless I want to pop a block potion right now, so that I can keep my Runic Decahedron. Not particularly interested in doing so. I should probably pop that block potion when I'm trying to go for the spiker here. I should also try and gain as much strength as possible while the spiker is... while the spiker is under, because I do need to kill it at some point. Oh, right, intangibility. Incense Burner would have had my back covered on that one. Rampage. Okay. Guess I rest then. Go to the shop. What do I want in the shop? I don't know, it just gives me more options though. Additional energy on turn 1. Another Flash of Steel. Another Flash of Steel is a bad idea, right? Another Flash of Steel means that I don't need the Bash Dropkick, which means that I just spot weakness, double flash of Steel. That's really good. Alright, we'll take the Flash of Steel. We could remove a card from the deck at this point, but it doesn't matter to. We'll never have a hand of fewer than 5 cards. So I think at this point, I'm probably going to want to drop the Dex Potion, pick up a Power Potion, so possibility of gaining a really, really good benefit in the final combat, and probably a Weak Potion as well, rather than Block Potion. Block Potion only gives us 12 block at the end of a turn, whereas Orichalcum already gives us 6. So this gives us the largest ability to just generate some BS in that final combat to win for us. And then Smith the final Flash of Steel, obviously. 5 cards in the master deck. All right, here we go. Corruption, obviously, we can't play. Yeah, Inflame, I guess. Should just be Inflame. Spot Weakness, also throw in the... I think I should spot weakness a bunch before I actually even start trying to infinite. gives me 6 cards next turn, but I get the extra strength. Mm-hmm. You are kidding me. Oh my god, that was bad. Left myself a card short. Now I just get shorted 1 turn here. That said, we now deal enough damage with these flashes of steel that we can cycle them until we win. Spot weakness was exactly the correct pickup. That's our minimalist done. Ready our blade, 793. Yeah, sure. I gotta admit, I am sad that there's a bunch of bonuses for your score in the game if you have a really, really thick deck. But if you have a thin deck, sorry, we have nothing for you. You don't get a score bonus. Oh, humbug. All right. Stats. Let's look at the character stats, and there we go. That is minimalist. Beat the game with a 5-card deck or smaller. It is 5 cards in your master deck rather than in game. So, just in case that was the thing that you were thinking about. Purity, have 3 or fewer cards in hand, draw and discard pile combined. We've done that before as well. Purity is the achievement for having no cards in your entire deck. Although, you know, it's also a little bit more lenient than that. Neon is one of the final achievements we need to get, and ooh, Donut. Feed Donu, or rather feed on Donu. Both of those will just kind of occur as I'm playing those characters, really. So I don't think we have many achievement runs ahead of us. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.